Hey YouTubers, good morning. You know, about 2 or 3 years ago I filled up my balcony with Malabar spinach and tomatoes. I only get about 3 hours of sunlight a day on my balcony. Tomatoes didn't do too well, but the Malabar spinach was amazing. I've decided to try some new plants this year. I'm going to do a Moringa and some other different ones. If you ever wondered how easy it was to grow Moringa from seed, let me show you what's going on. I planted these Moringa from seed about almost 4 weeks ago. I planted a bunch of other plants I'll talk about in a minute. But these Moringa grew very quickly. In fact, they've grown too quickly. I haven't transplanted them yet. Let me show you what the seeds look like. These are the Moringa seeds. They're rather inexpensive. I think I only paid a few dollars for these. I'll leave a link to them on eBay where I got them, but you can get them all over on Amazon and eBay. I put the seeds in the potting soil. I made a little hole, and I don't think it went down like covered up like maybe a quarter of an inch. I'll show you the potting soil I used. This is raised bed potting mix. It's got a lot of organic matter in it. It's quite rich in organic matter. The reason I wanted potting soil is I'm going to be making a wicking bucket. My plan is to put the Moringa in a couple of wicking buckets on my balcony. If you've never known what a wicking bucket was, I'll leave a link to Leon's channel. He's the person I got the idea from. What you do with a wicking bucket is you make a reservoir in a bucket or a large container with plastic bottles or aluminum cans that have holes in them, and then you add dirt that has a lot of organic matter. That'll wick up the water, and you put a hole in the side right about here. That way when you have the water that goes into the bucket, it'll come out here and you won't kill the roots. But you put enough soil in the bucket to where it goes down to the bottom, and it'll wick up to the soil all the way to the top. Usually they have a little pipe or some sort of way to add the water down to the bottom. That way the plants have a constant supply of water. I've used a wicking bag before. A couple years ago I made a trough and placed my bags. I put holes in my bags of dirt and made them into grow bags and made a trough. I'll leave a link to that video I did. It was very successful, but I wanted to try containers. So this is how easy it is to grow the Moringa. It grows like a weed. My other plants didn't grow too well. The bok choy were planted at the same time as the Moringa. However, they only grew and then they stopped growing. The same thing happened with some other plants. The Everglades tomato, I tried growing them twice, and maybe there was too much water for them. And the bok choy, and also over here we have some collards. They just stopped growing. I think there's not enough sun for them. I don't think there's nematodes in the soil, or it's too hot for the collards. I think there's just not enough sun. The Moringa has a very large seed, so it's got a lot of food for the plant, so it grows big enough to get some leaves up, and then if there's enough leaves it can use the small amount of sun I have on the balcony. That's my idea. I've got some Moringa over here, Malabar spinach growing in a bag. That's a wicking bag I made. I haven't seen anybody else do on YouTube. And I've grown the Malabar spinach before, and it grows like a weed. And just a few hours of sun I have on the balcony. It's a very easy plant for me to grow on the balcony. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to find easy plants to grow on the balcony. The few hours of sun I have, and it looks like Moringa is going to be pretty amazing champ. I'll see how it does in the wicking container, and as it gets high, I'll chop off the top and use the leaves and soups and stuff, and then the plant will sprout new branches. At least I've seen other people use that method on YouTube. So that's the video this morning, guys. You want to check out the Moringa. I'm not going to go into all the details about how the benefits are. of Moringa, but it's just an interesting plant to grow. And it looks like it's something that I can grow that will utilize the small amount of sun I have on my balcony. Alright guys, I hope this was something helpful to you. I'll be putting on more videos on the garden balcony as time goes by. Take care, see you out there. One last thing, this camera I'm using is my $30 Samsung F90 I bought on eBay. It came with a tripod and a camera dolly for $30 freaking dollars.